Hey everyone, I just went on a walk with Jonathan Stern and got to learn a little bit more about what he does for work and how he sees God at work at work. And so this is going to be a new thing that we're going to do from time to time. If you're interested in sharing with the congregation, I'd love to have the opportunity to go on a walk with you and just talk through how you see God at work at work. But hopefully you learn a little bit about Jonathan and a little bit about what he does for work and how God is at work at his place of work. So I hope you enjoy watching our walk together. So I'm here walking with Jonathan, just enjoying a nice walk here, and just wanted to start off our God at work by asking Jonathan a couple of questions about work and just kind of seeing what he has to say. So Jonathan, I know you guys have been in the area for a little bit and in Europe a little bit longer. So how long have you been in Europe and or in the Nyon area?
Yeah, so we've lived here now just a little over 4 years. We moved here in May 2021 during COVID, which was a great time to move. But we moved from Belgium, where we'd been for 3 years prior to that. So we've been in Europe now 7 years. We're originally from Texas, is where we call home. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so I know you work for Ineos,
Yeah.
which I'm assuming most people know and assume it's Formula One, it's Tour de France. You guys are on a lot of those things. That's your line of work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I
So you're a driver or a bike rider?
I change the tires on the pit stops. I give the riders massages. We also make automobiles. I don't know if this is kind of a rare thing as well. No, we make chemicals, right? So that's where the heart and core of what we do, how I got into this. I'm a chemical engineer by training, and that's how I got into this, right?
Okay, so chemicals.
Yeah.
Chemicals.
Yeah.
All right, so what's one aspect of your job that you think probably most people don't know or don't realize?
Yeah, I think what people don't realize is, one, how complicated it is to make chemicals, okay?
Yeah.
There's a lot to it, to make them safe, to make them effective, and actually how much of our modern life and how much humanity benefits from chemicals. What I mean by that is, safe drinking water is typically transported in pipes that are made of plastic, and they're earthquake proof. Cars are lighter and safer because of plastic, and therefore more fuel efficient. And food stores for a much longer period of time. We can feed more people. There's a lot less food waste because of, say, plastic packaging. And people don't quite realize all the sort of benefits we get as a human society about feeding people, keeping people warm, keeping people connected. And a lot of what we do is into that sort of day-to-day. It's day-to-day life. Huh? We touch this stuff every day, huh? Especially in your phone. Huh?
Interesting. So if any of you have any other questions about chemicals, ask him, because I can't think of an intelligent question to ask. So I'm just going to segue into, we're calling this God at work at work.
Yeah.
How do you think you have seen your faith impact what you do at work and just your day-to-day basis at work?
Yeah, absolutely. So my faith impacts my work tremendously. And when you were asking me about this, I printed off a couple scriptures because I'm terrible at scripture memory. So just stop for a minute here. I'm gonna give you a couple things. Really, it's caused me to rely on God more. I think because as they say in Proverbs, the Lord establishes His steps, and I think I see that a lot. Also, I think about the where Paul writes, "Slaves, obey your earthly masters in everything, and do it not only when your eye is on you and to curry their favor, but with sincerity in your heart and reverence for the Lord. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as if working for the Lord, not for human masters." And I think you can very easily slip out the word slave, insert employee, slip out master, and put in boss or employer, and it's very much sort of for the modern life. And remember, when we go to work, God's created work, and He's created it for us. We're made to work, and therefore we need to be thinking about, okay, how can my work glorify God? And so that kind of shifts a lot of the way I think day in, day out. Yeah.
So how do you think you've seen God at work at your work?
Yeah. I'll be honest, most of the people at my office are not believers, right? So, but it's clear I take a different approach, and it's seen. I also think about sort of the servant leader mindset. That's very different from a lot of my corporate culture. A lot of corporate culture, I think that's very different. And I try to put in some Bible verses and some biblical concepts into day-to-day discussions. I just recently had a discussion with somebody at the office. They were complaining about what somebody in their team, what they were and a mistake they made, essentially. And I said, hey, Jesus Christ has not applied for a job here yet. There's no perfect employee. everybody's going to make mistakes, right? And you've got to realize that. And it's helped me with, I think, managing people, managing teams. Again, going back to, well, I don't need to look this one up, but Romans 3:23, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. That actually impacts me a lot every day, both my own self, realizing who I am, but also the people I work with. I need to recognize I work with humans that are sinful. Everybody is. There's nobody perfect. No matter where they are in the organization, they're going to make mistakes. And we've got to sort of just adapt and recognize that that's going to happen. So that's the way my faith impacts my work. Yeah.
Cool. So how can we as a congregation pray for you in your line of work and yeah, as you go to work?
Yeah, I spend a lot of times, sometimes sitting in front of government ministers or people with a lot more authority and power and money than I do. And really it's around, I think, praying for me that I've got the right words to say, that I've got the right attitude, that I'm humble and they can see really that I can help them to see what we're trying to achieve is achievable, which is very difficult in this space.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think there you go. Just pray to give me wisdom, I think, is a simple summary, that we can achieve these things and continue to be good stewards of the planet and creation that God gave us. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed the first God at Work at Work. Thank you.